Hi, 8th grade science geniuses. It is Mrs. Mandrich again, and I wanted to hop on and tell you about Thursday's assignment. So, I don't know if you've ever had like a really good idea, you thought it was going to work out great, and then it kind of crashed and burned. Well, on Tuesday, I gave an assignment, and it was a Google Doc, but I don't think I gave you guys like enough lines or boxes to write in, and so I know some of you were confused on like the format of the hypothesis. Okay, so I wanted to take a step back. I wanted to practice it again, but this time I made my worksheet hopefully a little easier to follow. So if you already did Tuesday's worksheet, awesome, great, you are amazing, and you do not have to go back in and reformat anything. But I wanted to hopefully present the same idea in a little bit easier to follow worksheet. Okay, so let's hope this goes well. I'm using the scientific method, right? If I reformat my worksheet, then students will know where to put their answer because boxes make it easier to see. See? Science. Okay. So you will have this worksheet today that says plugging in IV and DV to write a hypothesis. When I say plugging in, I mean that we can take the words and plug them right into the hypothesis statement. So let's give it a try. Use the following experiment statements to write a good hypothesis. Think about how one thing will affect the other, and then use the if, then, because format. Okay, you can try using words like increase or decrease to show the relationship between the independent and dependent variable, or you can just leave it like it is where it says changes. Okay, so let me model what I want you guys to do. I'm going to look at number 1, and it says that salt in soil may affect plant growth. If I'm a farmer and my crops are doing terribly, right, like I spent all this money to buy all this corn seed, and then when I go and plant my cornfields, like none of it comes up well, I'm going to want to know why. And so maybe as a scientist / farmer, I would say, what factors in my soil are affecting my plant growth? Well, guess what? I could do an experiment. I could use scientific method. So I might come up with this idea. Maybe the salt in the soil may affect plant growth. Okay, I tried to do some color coding for you so you can see that salt in soil is in yellow, and that's because it's the factor that's changing. That's the independent variable, the thing I can change. So I want you to go ahead and fill in the IV there. Okay, my IV is salt in soil. What is that affecting? What am I going to measure as a result of whether there's salt in the soil? And what I'm going to measure is the plant growth. I'm going to see if there's salt in the soil, is it going to change how my plants grow? So right there, I got my IV, the salt in the soil, may affect my DV, the plant growth, and I can plug those in right there. Okay, notice same color coding in the hypothesis. Here's my hypothesis. If the salt in the soil changes, then the plant growth changes because I'm going to say minerals in soil affect how plants grow. Okay, I'm going to go back and change the boxes where it'll keep going to the next line, hopefully for you. But even if it does this, that's fine. And here I have my hypothesis. I took the IV, plugged it in, DV, plugged it in, and then all I had to add was the because. And remember, on because, as long as you give a reasonable answer, there's not like one right answer. You can just explain a reason that might be the case. So I have, if the salt in the soil changes, then the plant growth changes because minerals in soil affects plant growth. Okay? Easy peasy, took my IV, plugged it in here, DV, plugged it in the red box. Okay. The second one is very similar, so I'm going to skip that one, but I'm going to go to number 3, and here's why. Okay? If life was super easy, the IV would always come first in a sentence, the DV would always come second, but sometimes we like to switch it up a little, and if it's worded differently, I don't want you guys to just mix up, well, the IV always has to come first, because look at this, okay? Number 3, The amount of bacterial growth may be affected by the temperature. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to think back. What was my definition of independent variable? My IV is the thing that changes from trial to trial. Can I really manipulate or change the amount of bacterial growth? No, because it's happening as a result of my change, which means that's my dependent variable. So let's read it again and think about what we are changing and what we're measuring as a result. So the amount of bacterial growth may be affected by temperature. Well, the temperature is what I can really change from trial to trial. So I'm going to put that in as my IV, temperature, okay? Or even temperature change, I could say. My dependent variable, what am I measuring as a result? What is being affected by the temperature? That is the amount of bacterial growth. So let's go ahead and put that in. So the amount of bacterial growth is what I am measuring as a result of the changing temperature. So how do I make this look beautiful in a hypothesis? Well, I use my color coding and I think back. Okay, my IV is the temperature. So if temperature changes, then the amount of bacteria or amount of bacterial growth changes because bacteria, remember I'm making this up here, I'm using my science background, what I already know, okay, because bacteria grow better at certain temperatures, okay? So I plug that in. So your job in this is to first look at my statement, and I've tried to give you some clues by color coding. Find the IV, find the DV, and once you have those, you can take the words from those boxes and plug it into the hypothesis to make a reasonable statement. Guys, I hope that this helps, and I want to get us really solid on this idea of if IV, then DV, because as the format for a good hypothesis. Because if you can write your hypothesis in this way, you'll get an A+ on hypothesis from 8th grade through college. This is how I wrote them when I was in college. So let's give it a try and see how we do. This assignment is due today, so please have it in by midnight Thursday. Don't work on your assignments at midnight. Get them done during the school day. Okay, have a good day.